Welcome to the Art and Hustle Podcast, a gallery of conversations, a space where you can hear all the amazing stories and life lessons of my guests. I'm your host, LindaLCheung, fashion designer and multimedia artist, and I want to give you a space to tell your story.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you on the other one.
Oh, we're on the other one still? Where are we? Are we on Facebook?
We're on, you know what would be funny is if, what if we turn Zoom on and then the Facebook on, and so I can hear you. Let's try that. So I can hear you. So join the Zoom. Let's see if we can use both of them. Oh my God, that'd be funny if we use both of them and it worked.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay, so I'm in that room in Zoom. Try joining that.
Is it working?
Yes. Oh my God. This is hysterical. Yeah, so it totally works.
I have two pictures of you.
I know. We could technically have both of them up. It'd be really funny, right?
Okay, that works.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that. 2 brains. We figured it out.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Okay, let me just increase my volume a little bit. I also like Zoom has a filter, so like I can airbrush my skin.
Really?
Yeah, which is so it was funny before when we went into the other one. I was like, oh no, like you saw all my like my little dots and like I don't know age spot, all my pores and everything. Like here you can't see anything because you can set it. So I should do a video for like people who want to like fix their skin problems when they're doing a Zoom. Because literally,
tutorial.
Yeah, literally, it just gave me like a nice airbrush look.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Welcome to the Art and Hustle Podcast, a gallery of conversations. I'm excited to have you here today, Christina.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So we met through Anthony and we've been working with Tom on Sundays now, but I want this podcast to be a space where we can give tips and advice to other people, younger people who want to get into like certain fields and having a hard time, or even just like a conversation about, things you learn through life and, advice you want to give to people, things whatever it can be.
Right.
So
that sounds good.
Yeah, so let's give a little background about you. Like, where did you grow up?
I grew up in East Brunswick, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. And so give us a little story, like your background. You also like mixed race, right?
Yeah, I am half German, and the other half is Japanese and Russian.
Oh, that's super cool. Now, did you have any issues like growing up with like race or anything, or?
No, I mean, for the most part, people just thought I was white.
Yeah.
But when I did say I was Japanese, a lot of people were intrigued by it.
Mm-hmm.
My father, though, was picked on when he was younger for being part Asian.
Oh.
Growing up in Brooklyn. No, Bronx. I was modeling when I was about 13 or 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I started going to a modeling school in Parsippany called John Robert Powers.
Mm-hmm.
And every weekend they would have like casting directors and agents come in on the weekends and scout out new talent. And only like my 3rd or 4th week there, I met my agent that broke me into the industry. Like I had a few different choices of agents, but I decided to go with him because he's very nice and calm and not too mean. Some agents are pretty mean. And very controlling. I mean, he was a little controlling, but for the most part, he was good-hearted.
Okay.
And wanted the best for all his models and his agency.
Okay. And how long have you been working with him now?
I no longer work with him right now, but I worked with him from age 14 to maybe my mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I signed with a few other different agencies. Currently, I'm signed with MMG, Long Island Models, Prestigious Models, and Barbizon.
Barbizon, okay. Mm-hmm. I think my sister in Long Island. I think my sister did Barbizon. I think that was a school. I was like, there was a name of a school that she did. I think it was Barbizon.
Yeah, they were a school at first, and then they started branching out and becoming an agency.
Okay. Yeah.
So they find me work here and there.
Yeah. Now, how did you know Nikki?
Me and Nikki met in high school when we were about 15 years old, and we were just friends ever since.
Yeah. And so everybody who doesn't know, who's listening, Nikki's the makeup artist that I also met Sundays with Tom. Like Sundays with Tom right now is with the amazing photographer Tom Marvel. There's Anthony, and there's you, and there's Nikki, who's doing the makeup and also is a model and multiple things that she does.
She does everything. She does hair, she does photography, makeup.
She does like jack of all trades. She does like amazing tool wigs, you know.
Creative director. She does everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. How did you get into doing that with Tom and Nikki and all that?
She started working with him first. I think she met him through another makeup artist. And one day she called me last minute. She's like, a model canceled last minute. Do you want to go do a photo shoot? I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Tom loved me, and we've been working ever since.
Oh my God. When was that? How long ago was that?
I think that was January 2019.
2019.
So about 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, what's the best and worst thing about modeling?
The best thing, I'd say it's definitely a confidence booster. It's a lot of fun. You meet new people, make friends. The worst part, I would say, is being controlled too much by an agent. So right now, I am currently signed with about 3 or 4 agents, but I'm trying to take a step back from the agencies and doing more freelance because it's very controlling. Like, I was never able to do whatever I wanted with my hair, never allowed to get tattoos, this, that, and the third. So it's very controlling.
Yeah.
And, like, they watch what you eat, all of that. So like, I like to be my own person and not be controlled like that.
And it's gotta be harder if you have multiple agencies you're working on, right? Because then they all have an opinion.
For the most part, they have like that standard look they want for me, like basic, you know, I can relate to almost anybody. So like, they don't want me having pink hair, so I can't do that. Gotta have look more natural.
Yeah. And how often do you get like bookings to model?
Lately, I mean, with Corona and everything's slowed down, but I would get like castings or bookings that, you know, maybe once a month at least. I mean, it's not too often because the modeling industry now is crazy. Like, everyone's getting signed with agencies. Like, so many people want to do it. So it's not like it was back in the day where like I'd get more and more jobs. Like, it's slowed down a lot.
Oh, okay. What were some of your favorite jobs that did you travel a lot when you were modeling and going over there?
Here and there. I've traveled to California a few times. Out in the Hamptons, mostly to New York City. Yeah. But the Hamptons was a fun trip. I did a Canon cameras commercial for Japan. They flew out here. And we filmed a commercial out in the Hamptons, and that was fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. So let's see. Let's think of some fun questions to ask you. Oh, here's one that I talked to Nikki about. I'm like, tell us about that tongue ring that happened.
Oh, when we did our tongue piercings. Oh my God.
I was like, wait, what? Like, Christina did it? Oh my God.
So we were about either 15 or 16 years old, and like, I wanted my tongue pierced really bad. I wasn't allowed to get it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it myself. So I found a nail in my garage. I infected it, cleaned it, and I just shoved it through my tongue. And I'm like, well, that worked.
Oh my God. Wow.
So then I did her tongue as well, and it worked. It was fine. I mean, no one died.
And then did you have a tongue ring, like the ring already ready?
Yeah. So I just shoved the nail through and then put the tongue ring right through, and it was fine. It didn't even hurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
No. So I was actually with my agent the one day and my mom. I think it was like the day before my birthday, my 16th or 17th birthday. And I got really excited and I opened my mouth real wide.
Oh, and they
saw it. Oh. And they're like, take that out right now. Because I'm not allowed to have piercing. So they took it out and made me take it out.
Oh, crap. How old were you when you did this?
16 about.
16, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember how old I was, but I got a tongue piercing and I don't think I kept it in very long. I don't think I kept it in very long because I think it started to like annoy me or something, or like, but
It's bad for your teeth too,
oh,
so
really?
it's a good idea that I took it out. Yeah, it starts eating away at your enamel.
Really? Because of the
And your
metal
gum.
and the
Yeah.
metal and everything?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, the
okay.
metal, yeah.
Hmm.
Even plastic after a while will start like getting your gums start to like disintegrate.
Oh no.
Yeah, if you look up pictures, it's not good.
Oh wow. Like I wonder about like, teeth work too, because you're putting something unnatural in your teeth. So that's gotta affect
Yeah.
your if tongue
Oh,
piercings
you
and
get a
all of
lot
that
of
stuff.
teeth work done after having a tongue ring for too long.
Yeah.
I'm a part of like a piercing group on Facebook, and I just see disaster stories all the time.
Oh
Like
wow.
people needing a lot of teeth work done because their enamel's getting like torn away from constantly the tongue ring banging against their teeth.
Ooh, yeah. Like ever since I got veneers on my teeth, I can't stand like anything metal like near my mouth, like metal spoons or anything like that. Like it's so like
Mhm.
sensitive that I'm like, oh, I can't handle it. Let's
Yeah.
see. So what other like fun jobs have you had like growing up and everything? What did you want to be when you were growing up?
I always wanted to do modeling.
Mm.
When I was real little, I actually wanted to be an entomologist,
What is that? What
so
is that?
a bug scientist.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, when I was real little. And then about, I would say around age 10 or 11, that's when I wanted to get into modeling.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was like kind of against it. She's like, oh, like it's probably not the best thing for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want me to turn into like a Lindsay Lohan. So
Yeah.
that's why they waited until I was like 13,
Yeah.
and they're like, so do you still want to do modeling? I'm like, yes, let's do
Oh,
it.
okay.
So
And then later
and
they supported it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So and then so I started going to that school, and then I booked my first professional modeling job when I was 14.
When you're 14. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yep, and it
awesome.
was for Redken hair products.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. Do you get any like, can you do any like product placements or sell like things that you work for, like on your Instagram or anything?
Not back then. They didn't have that.
Mm,
We
okay.
didn't have Instagram or anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure if I were to still like do more product stuff now, I would be doing that. But
Yeah.
usually, I mean, I would get a lot of free products and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
they probably would do that.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't been really into
Yeah.
the
Getting all of
product
that
stuff
together.
lately.
Do you have a
You
separate
know?
like modeling Instagram that you use, or you just use
No,
the
I
one you
don't.
have? Okay.
No, I've been told many times by like agents and stuff like that, like, oh, you need to keep your personal account and your modeling account separate. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell me what to do anymore. I do whatever I want.
You're like, listen, I can pierce my own tongue, so you can't tell me anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's another thing, like the controlling
Mhm.
stuff, like and all that. Like I'm done with it. I do whatever I want. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like modeling is part of my life, so
Mhm.
having my personal life and my modeling page together just makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, you get into an age where you just have to be comfortable and do what you want, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it's hard, especially in modeling and fashion and just in society in general. People have certain views of how you should look and how much
Exactly.
weight you should, be, and like hair color and all of this stuff. So you just got to do what you want, right?
Yep, I'm gonna do what I want.
Mhm.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you need to have a separate modeling page." I'm like, "No, I don't.
Hmm.
I got my modeling work on there. If I really need to be booked, I have like my professional websites separate. Like I
Yeah.
have my page on MMG. I have a backstage account. I have all my portfolio on there. I'm like, if you really want to hire me, book me on those things. You don't need to book me on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you don't like my Instagram, not my problem.
Yeah. Exactly. What do you think? Here's some Oprah questions that I find fun and interesting to ask people. What do you think the secret to a happy life is?
Oh wow, secret to a happy life. I'd say the law of attraction.
I like
So
that.
you think you become what you think, or you get what you think.
Yeah, yeah.
Staying positive, positive thoughts. Like,
Hmm. What do you think? What do you believe is the purpose of life?
Oh, that one's difficult. Purpose of life, honestly, to be happy, to get to that goal of pure happiness, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the purpose of life, in my opinion.
Yeah. And have you found it hard to get to that point, or you already are good and content?
I would say I'm content for the most part. I mean, there's some things I want to work on, but for the most part, I'm content. Sometimes I fall back once in a while. We get into those moods like sad or anxious, and try to not stay in that mindset and try to go back to staying positive and follow the law of attraction and everything.
Do you have a 5-year plan on things that you want to accomplish? Or just something you're want to do, and it's in the future or work on?
I mean, I know for sure that I never want to work a regular 9-to-5 job. I just don't think that's for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I don't. I mean, like, I worked at 9-to-5 in the fashion industry since I graduated college in 1999.
Wow. Yeah.
So.
And it wasn't for you?
No. You realize, like, well, I did it because I didn't want to fall into that Asian stereotypical. Because they push like, oh, you're going to be a starving artist, so you better like get a good job, and you better like succeed, and you better make a lot of money. And so it was always like, okay, I have to make sure I have like a solid job all the time. Like, your happiness is not part of the equation, from like stereotypical like things that people put on you in society.
Yeah, that's how my parents were. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be happy doing that. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to take off like a month from work without like any consequences.
Yeah.
So I think for me, my 5-year plan would be obviously still continuing to do modeling because I love it.
Yeah.
On the side. I do work in a restaurant part-time, which is very flexible. So I could take off as much time as I want.
Yeah.
And I still have a backup job, like it's on the books, and I can still get my health insurance and all that.
Yeah.
Me and my boyfriend, we started a car flipping business. So,
oh, yeah? Tell me about that.
We just started it, so we picked up like 1 or 2 cars. So I'm going to be detailing and cleaning the cars, and he's going to be doing the mechanical work. So that's part of my plan too. Hopefully.
Well, that sounds like fun. What kind of cars are you currently working on now?
Cars. Right now we have a Jeep and a Honda we're working on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and hopefully we're gonna get a house soon. We're looking into getting a house. I was also thinking about getting back into art.
Oh, I'm excited if you are.
I did go to college for art.
Oh, what college did you go to?
I went to FIT.
FIT, okay.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get my degree. Yeah. It's only a 2-year degree, but it took me like 7 years.
Okay. What did you major in?
Jewelry design. I actually ended up hating it.
Okay.
And suffering through, got my degree.
Yeah.
If I do go back, I could go back and get like my bachelor's, go for toy design or textile.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know if school's for me. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about starting a business and making some kind of craft or artwork of some sort.
Yeah. And you're going to be turning the big 3-0 this year, right?
I know. Oh,
nice.
Do you have any advice for someone turning 30?
I do. I have all kinds of advice. I have all kinds of things I've learned. One of my major ones that I came across this year, just because I lost my job of 14 years, they let me go last March because of COVID, and eventually they went bankrupt. And so I thought that after 14 years, I would get a good severance package from them, you know, but they went bankrupt. So that means, sorry, not sorry. We don't have any more money for you. So that happened like right during COVID. But I mean, I got like a little bit from them, you know, just for like a month or something. I got a little bit. And then, I mean, some people got let go right when they got bankrupt, so they didn't get anything, even for working there possibly for like 20 years.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. So one of my advice, I had to figure my life out. I had to figure out like what my next path was, And I've always wanted like a secure 9 to 5 because I have 2 kids. I was married before, but then now I'm a single mom. So I always was stressed about bills and security. But I'm a very independent person. So I always want to make sure that I have my own money. So make sure you have your own bank account, your own emergency fund. That's one advice.
Yeah.
But one huge thing is if you're going to buy a house together, try to get something that you can convert one of the side extra rooms into an Airbnb. Because that way you can, because then you can live rent free.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, so get a house that has either a separate entrance or something that you can build where you can block it off so you're not like in the same house with them. It's blocked off.
Right.
Like my house, there's a door where it's like blocked off and there's a separate entrance. So if you buy a house, I definitely recommend Airbnb. That way you can live rent free. You charge whatever it is, and that will pay for your mortgage and your rent.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. So that's a huge thing. That's basically unchained me from worrying about a 9 to 5. So that changed the trajectory of my career and life, because last June is when I started my Airbnb. And at that time, my old company actually offered me my job back, but with a lower salary. I was like, do I take a risk or do I go back to safety? Like, do you jump? Do you try to jump and like do, like, my main thing also is that I always just wanted to do art. I didn't really have like, oh, I want to do fashion design. Oh, I want to do textile design. I want to do this. Like the main thing I always said when I went to Syracuse University first. And the main thing I said was, I just want to do art. But like, I was always like stuck in the race of corporate world of just designing for somebody else and not really just doing my own thing full time. I was always doing it on the side. Like when kids go to sleep or when I get home from work, I will work on my real passion. So when I started the Airbnb, I was like, this is perfect. I can stay home with my kids. Do the Airbnb, get rid of the 9 to 5. I do my own cleaning for the Airbnb. So I'm a cleaning lady too. And whatever saves money, right?
Right, yeah.
And then I want to just do art. So I can do art and Airbnb.
Yeah, I stepped back from art after college. I feel like college turned me off from the art. And I took a break for a while, and now I'm like, I think I should get back into it.
Yeah.
I think that's something I need to do, because I've always been into art since I could remember, since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that's why I went to art school. But
yeah,
I think because I was forced to do stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to be forced. Yeah.
I think that's what turned me off from it. And now I'm like, okay, I got to do things like on my own, the way I want to do it, not be told what to do.
Yeah.
See where it goes from there.
Yeah, like I definitely recommend like starting your own business of like whatever it is that you love to do, because my honest like advice for people is that thing that you love to do will never go away. Even if you try to ignore it, it's always going to be there. Like, hey, you like to do art, why are you not doing any art? Like it's always going to be like something that you'll eventually have to come back to because you've ignored it for so long.
Right.
Yeah. Like what kind of art do you think you want to do that you like when you were a kid?
Oh, I would do all sorts of stuff. I made jewelry. I used to draw, paint. Drawing and painting, I want to stay more away from. I don't mind doing the painting, but drawing, it's just being forced to do it in school just turned me off so much from it.
Yeah.
Constantly drawing for hours and hours. I'd have like 20 hours of homework a week. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about maybe like handcrafting stuff. I'm not sure exactly what yet.
Yeah. But you like to get your hands dirty and making things, right?
Right. Like maybe some kind of like mini sculptures of some sort. Or I was thinking about getting into maybe making stuff with resin.
Resin. Yeah. I've actually wanted to learn how to do epoxy, like tabletops or countertops or flooring.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like with like adding the glitters on there and like spray paint. So I want to test that out. But that would totally work with your detailing of your cars too. That could kind of coincide.
Pieces for cars and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like one of the things I did Etsy. So I opened up an Etsy store when I had just when I had my kids, because I was like, oh, what can I do at home to continue like my arts that,
Right.
So I opened up an Etsy store, but I did it more like computer digital products, so it'd be like themed kids birthday parties and stuff like that. But before that, I was also I did handmade cards.
Okay.
So I would sketch out like, a fashion design dress, a wedding dress, and then I would add like the little beads on there, and I would add like tulle. So it'd be like a little dress.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely think you should just try a whole bunch of different things that you like, and it can just be like even if you put it on YouTube. I mean, one thing I definitely think that I recommend to people also is YouTube, because I was doing some research while I'm trying to figure out my life. Like, what can I do? Like, I want to figure out how I can do like passive income. Like, I'm getting older. I'm getting tired of like working 9 to 5s, that I was like, I need to figure out other things to do, and passive income, it has to be a way. So YouTube, I kept seeing things on YouTube. They were giving out $100 million to people who created content for their shorts, because they're trying to compete with TikTok and Instagram, Facebook maybe, but not really, because they're not really doing reels and stuff like that much, but more TikTok and Instagram that they're trying to compete with. So I was like, what? I want to be part of that $100 million. Like, how do I figure that out? But like everything that I feel like you can find out, or how to do like even resin, you can find out on free YouTube University. Like everything's on YouTube.
Yeah, learn everything on there. Yep.
Yeah.
It's my go-to when I don't know something.
Yeah, I know. We just looked at it. How can we record, right?
Yeah, right.
We figured it out. So everybody knows she has a Google Pixel 3 that was not allowing her to turn on her volume while we were doing Zoom. So we fixed the workaround. We turned on Facebook, right? I think we did Facebook that on and turned the Zoom on. So now we have audio, right?
Yeah, it works.
I really hope it works. Otherwise, we're screwed, right? We'll have to do this again. You would give to somebody starting out, wanting to get into modeling or following their passions?
For modeling, I would definitely suggest taking a few classes, learning the basics of modeling, how to pose, walk, all that. Definitely need to start off with a portfolio shots. Maybe you don't have to get anything too fancy. Even some digitals, have somebody take pictures of you. Just you have to have the right,
format
and all that. And then from there, even I would suggest, if you want to freelance, download backstage.com and sign up for them. It's only like $200 a year, but you make your money back in one job on there. Upload your pictures, just submitting for castings and all that. And if you want to sign with an agency, you can always reach out to them. I'm not sure how. I think I actually got a lot of my agents through Backstage, where they put up postings and castings like, oh, we're looking for new talent, and signed up right through Backstage.
Oh, that's great. And how do you get how do you handle like negative comments from either your agents or people in general? Like, do you get any like social media like negative things?
I have gotten a few negative comments. You gotta ignore it, really. You can't even pay attention to it. Like, honestly, any publicity is good publicity. I guess I say.
Yeah, they do. They say like forgot what the exact same, but basically any all publicity, negative or positive, all of it's good. Was good, right?
I remember I did a music video. I forget how long ago. I was like 2021 for Grace and Chance, and there was a lot of negative comments on there.
Oh,
saying,
really?
like, I looked old. I'm like, yeah, well, I am 5 years older than him.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Oh.
I looked old. I get that I'm too skinny a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta just ignore it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard for, young people also to like try to stay positive and not not let those things like bother them or get
Yeah,
insecure.
especially with social media nowadays. Even like I get caught up in it and I start thinking negatively about myself. I'm like, oh, I don't look like that.
Yeah.
Or, we just gotta embrace our uniqueness, and
Yeah.
you don't want to look like everyone else. You want to look like you.
Yeah, you want to look like you, and you're special just the way you are.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I hope this recorded.
I do too.
But this was fun. I appreciate you joining me today, telling us a little bit tips and tricks on how to get into modeling and getting to know you a little better.
Oh, thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Talk to you later.